everyone, and welcome back to Two Bros Game Night. I am your host, Older Bro.
I'm your other host, Younger Bro.
And today we continue in Mega Man X.
Where we fucked up again.
Yeah, where we had some audio issues again, so we're having to re-record all the audio. This is also like the third time we've had to do any recordings on this video because we recorded this video about halfway through and then just deleted all the footage because it was such a waste of our fucking time that it just would not have been enjoyable for anyone to watch.
Yeah, I thought Older Bro was going to rage quit the game.
No. No, we just had to go back in. As you can see, we've made it back to this spot. We do know now how to do the dash across the screen, which is a thing in this game. We just needed to go and recharge because this game did not give us any ability to restore our health. So we went out, got a few extra lives, and also got full E-tanks, or full reserve tanks, whatever they're called in this game. There was a free life that we could have got. Because, yeah, you can see that this climb is a bit of a pain in the ass. And here's where I just give up and just like, nope, I'm just going to go all the way up the thing. Fuck this. And we will get to 1 health. And every time I've done this, we've gotten to 1 health. So here's how we use the reserve tanks. It's the Y button for some reason. And now we're good. So the first boss. This asshole again. So it's time for homing missiles. Because, fuck if I'm gonna deal with this guy.
Yeah, this guy loves his instant transmission.
Yeah. And he's dead. We took 1 hit. Just absolutely the easiest fight with missiles.
It's time for our favorite game, questions and answers.
No. Yeah, I do really get annoyed by these meths. I wish that they jumped up a bit more.
They're one of us. They have to be, you know.
They really are. I don't like our cousin Matt.
Like, they have to be good at their job or else Bowser will have a complaint.
These aren't even Bowser's enemies. These are Wily's enemies.
No, you see, they took a temp job for Sigma.
No. They took a temp job for Bowser. That would actually be a fun crossover. Is the Bowser Goombas and these meths.
Yes, I'm here as a temp.
Yeah, they are quite good. Look, I'll think of, if I can get a good design of the meths, I'll think about designing a met character. And by the way, this is just a completely new boss, guys. So how these Sigma levels work is that the final boss in these areas is a completely new boss.
Yeah, this is before we look up a guide. Somewhere in this video, we look up a guide for all the weaknesses because we were just struggling too much.
Yeah. And we also were struggling with this boss a lot because he can only be hit when his eyes open, which is only when he's at the bottom. So he has like literally 3 seconds to be hit. Right there. And we missed it.
This music kind of reminds me of the Metroid Prime boss fight.
Yeah. No, when going through this, I felt like I was in Metroid Fusion in like one of the like tense sections of the game. It's actually really good.
Yeah, it sounds like you're fighting that first boss in Metroid Prime.
Yeah. I mean, this boss just completely reminds me of the one spider boss fight in Fusion, where you go through and fight the guy who comes down from the ceiling. So yeah, it's quite interesting, quite enjoyable. We are going through trying to figure out what the heck's this guy's weakness because we're not sure. And
we never figure out a weakness, I don't think.
Yeah, I think we get very confused. Like, but nothing's doing double damage. Or maybe it was ice. I think we might use ice for the rest of these.
Yeah, we saw that ice was doing really well against them, so I think we started using it.
Yep. Yeah, the one big thing is that with this boss, he has so little time that if you miss, then you might as well just not fire. Because it just wastes your energy. But eventually we get through it. It takes a while.
Stuck in a freaking corner.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't remember if it's this episode or next episode where I say that I really wish that the game would not waste reserve energy if you have too much reserve energy.
I don't know.
So that's what I think Metroid does that, where if you have reserve energy, it only uses what is needed, not all of it.
I think
That hits, and I'm shocked. Yeah, guys, that is the first Sigma stage of 4. And each one gets progressively longer. But hey, at the very least, we got through it. So Sigma 2.
And if he thought the Sigma 1 was bad, wait till you see this one.
Yeah, I think this one wasn't the worst one, but it was not.
No, this was the worst one.
No, I thought it was the next one. That's the worst one. 'Cause I thought we got through 3 Sigma stages. I don't remember.
Like, first it's this part, and then it's the underwater part.
Yeah, the underwater part is pretty ass. These bat enemies, though, are really good. They give you basically an unlimited amount of energy as recharge. So if you need to recharge your reserve tanks, which I would always recommend you do, these bats are basically reserve energy.
Yeah, they drop everything in the game.
Yeah, basically. If there's something they don't drop, I haven't seen it. I don't remember how long we do this for. We do this for a little bit, a couple times, just to make sure we've got reserve energy. Although right now, we're not getting good luck. Yeah, I think here we give up. Or we try to give up, but as you'll see, that's easier said than done. So yeah, guys, that's the way that I'm jumping there. That's the way that, oh yeah, this. You can use the cutter ability, the boomerang, to get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, the way you're supposed to do this is you're supposed to press the jump and the dash button at the same time, and the direction button at the same time. And then it'll get you all the way up there. Yeah, here I get fucked because I don't dash correctly and end up dropping all the way down. Yeah, you have to dash the whole thing, and I keep failing.
Yeah, this is one thing that I don't like, that older games just don't tell you, hey, you have the ability to make this jump.
Well, and it's not even that. It's that it's specifically, they don't give enough information.
I think you're right. I think there is a whole other area. Because I don't think Chilled Penguin is in that.
Yeah, this one
line.
is, we're trying to figure out his weakness, and because at this point we haven't looked up the weakness chart. I think that's not till next episode. But his weakness is fire, by the way. It is, like, not even remotely close. Like, he burns alive. But sometimes he just stops getting stun locked. You can see there, he just doesn't get stun locked again for some reason. So I don't know how I was stun locking him 3 times in a row the last time, but I've
I
not gotten it to
know.
work again. Whee!
Yeah, I almost get like Hollow Knight vibes watching you play this.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing is these guys. So I've been working on. I haven't been working on it in a little while, but I was working on the video game chart. And one of the things that I did is, so action games are a big game genre. And one of the game types that is often put in action games is platformers. And I don't agree with that. I think that platformer games are fundamentally different than other action games. Because
To me, action is like either Dragon Ball style of action or like a war.
well, so what generally action games are defined as is that it's about it's about skillful combos and and quick time and a lot of quick time events. So
I can believe quick time events.
So like so basically the 2 types of game genres that I include in here are it's either a shooter or a fighter. More or less. Oh yeah, here's where I get very angry because I just jump into a fucking bullet. And as you can see, we start back at the beginning of this section.
Which is not bad.
Yeah, which in this case isn't bad, yeah. It could be much worse. And it will be much worse. And has been much worse with that stupid jumping section we already went through earlier. Here's the first low battery alert we get. I don't think we fixed that for like a whole episode.
We don't fix that for 2.
No. But anyways, yeah, so when I was doing video game genre work, I removed platformers entirely. I'm like, no. These games are not comparable to other action games. And so, yeah, Hollow Knight is a Metroidvania, but Metroidvanias are a mixture of platforming and also action-adventure games.
Which I can see for something like Hollow Knight.
Yeah, because one of the classic action-adventure games that people think of is, like, Zelda.
Yep.
And, yeah, Zelda and Metroidvanias have a lot in common, but so do them in platformers. So you do get, and I'd agree, I get a vibe of something like Hollow Knight or Metroid Fusion while playing this. Platform fighters are very much, and platform shooters, which this is a platform shooter. Yeah, they're very interesting, and I think underutilized. Because literally, I can't think of a single platform fighter except for, well, Smash Bros. And games like and derivatives of Smash Bros. And platform shooters. There aren't a lot of them. Like, how many run and gun games can you list?
Run and gun?
Yeah. Like, none. The only platform fighter games I can think of are all the Mega Man franchise and Cuphead. And Contra, which is the only run and gun game I literally know. And those are the only games in this, like, entire genre. Like, I'm sure there's others, but fuck if I know. Yeah, the laser is his weakness. Yeah, one of the reasons, guys, we end up having to look up a guide is less because we just get confused because we forget all the different abilities we've already learned are weaknesses, and it's just like, no, we need to look up these weaknesses immediately. Oh, this one pisses me off here. There's no good way to get this guy to move. I think we get stuck in this tower for a little bit, which annoys me. In fact, I think we get stuck right here for a little bit. But this spot, because of the 2 bats, does actually give you like an unlimited amount of health, and so it's really just chip damage this guy until he dies. I remember this is where you were talking about how like we needed to get a bit higher on the wall because like we're just not hitting any.
Yeah, because
we're
hitting him too low. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is the problem I kept having. It's like, I'd love to get higher. This bat's a little bit problematic for that. There's a life, which we'll take. We will always take a free life. And free energy. There we go. We finally got him. Yeah, we refilled a full recharge reserve tank there because you can, when you hear that weird sound when we pick up an item.
Yeah,
that's
I noticed that.
And okay,
Dr. Eggman signal.
Yep. Yeah, here's the computer. Yeah, we struggled for a minute trying to figure out this guy. I think this is one of the only Mega Man games where these guys have weaknesses.
All of them have weaknesses.
Yeah. Most Mega Man games, these kind of bosses do not have weaknesses. These just random mid-bosses. There's weapons that are easier to use. Like, for example, this is this boss's weakness, but I would still use this on this boss even if it wasn't its weakness. Because it just attacks in a large pattern. Same here, I would just use this missile because good luck trying to hit this thing otherwise. But it also just happens to be the boss's weakness as well. For a few seconds there, the Mega Man just completely missing on the screen.
But yeah, this is probably one of the easier bosses of the game.
Yeah. Although my missiles keep getting eaten. I think when it's not moving around, the missiles physically don't... They just fire off in a direction and don't actually magnet to them, which is why they keep going away.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, he has to be moving for it to magnet.
Yeah, which is strange. Yeah, that's the Wily computer. Or sorry, the Sigma computer.
Yeah, sorry, this was probably the easier one out of all of them.
Yeah, this one was actually the easiest. No questions.
Now it's the hardest one.
Yeah. Save. I don't know what we're doing here. Here we go. Yeah, this one we get stuck on for some time. Yeah, this tank layout is not great. And also, this layout is really not great. As you can see, the way you'd like, I guess I could go off the left wall, but I keep going off the right wall to attack them, which means you can just go in the door. Now, here he is. Now, guys, we don't do this until like near the end of the fight.
Near the end.
But this guy does have a weakness, and it is Electric Spark. And it is, there's a couple bosses, I don't know what they call it. Every boss has a weakness, but some bosses have what I'll call extreme weakness. What's his face? Is it Boomer Kawanger? No, it's Spark Mandrill. Spark Mandrill has an extreme weakness. Yeah, there's the Yeah, because he's no longer armored armadillo. He's just Dillo.
But yeah, and then you just decide to use everything.
Yeah, because it doesn't matter at this point. Now he's weak to everything, basically. But yeah, I probably should have just used Spark anyways, because it still does double damage.
It does
on him.
double.
Yeah.
And which you do decide on when we go back through again.
Yeah.
When we figure it out.
Yep. Because we have to do this entire thing a couple times, I think. I don't remember if it's 2 or 3 times we had to go through the whole level again. But, yeah.
It was at least twice.
Yeah. But yeah, Spark Mandrill is just a straight up stun lock. But this one, it's just an extreme weakness where he loses his armor and becomes a completely different boss fight. Now he's free. You can hit him whenever you want. Even while he's doing his dash in the air, you can hit him then.
Yeah, instead of tanking through like we did.
Yeah. So, he just becomes completely, fundamentally a different fight. This here's another good pit stop. This charge up here isn't really useful. You can get it, but it doesn't really matter. It's more the bats. Now you've got to bait them, which we start doing here. You have to bait them to the side so you can get up to attack them. And I think, yeah, we do end up just using the cutter to get it. Although it was wasted because we were missing some. But that's okay.
Yeah, we try to farm them, but we accidentally progress, I believe.
No, that's later. But yeah, these guys, I think we just stop farming them eventually because we get tired of farming them. But
no, I'm pretty sure we did it on accident.
Not in this one. In a later one. Like I think the time that I accidentally went out the door was actually the next time we go through and fight Armor Armadillo. Because I try to farm in that room. Which you can do, but you have to do it off the left wall, not the right one. Yeah, because we have 1.5 here, and I think I just say, you know what, that's good enough. We don't need to go for 2 full things. But yeah, so I don't think we do much more. Yeah, we just leave. Now, Sting Chameleon, I still don't remember his weakness. I think we figured out it's the boomerang.
Boomerang.
Yeah.
Cutter.
Which is a pain in the ass to use against him. I think we just end up using Ice or Chameleon Sting, which is his own ability.
Yep.
Because it's just really good. I will say I'm always annoyed that the ability you get from the boss is not the same as their ability. Like, Chameleon Sting is not a laser. It's spikes. But when you get Chameleon Sting, it's suddenly lasers.
Well, I mean, it kind of makes sense. You're Mega Man, you have energy, and this guy actually has spikes.
See, I think this is a difference between these Mega Man games and later Mega Man games, because the way later Mega Man games theme it is that, like, right now we're using it as an upgrade to the beam. In later games, that's not how they treat it. They treat them all as separate weapons entirely. So, for example, in the later games, mostly the Z series, X's Buster is a weapon. Zero's sword is a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
But then all the other models that you get, their weapons are completely separate from Mega Man weapons. They're their own weapon. So, like, Sting Chameleon's weapon would just be the spikes, because it's not part of the Buster. It's just, that's his weapon. You're getting it. Yeah, homing missile here also is not good. I think we do end up trying to use it, and it just does not work well.
It just goes through him, and then
because
doesn't come back.
Sometimes he just attacks once.
But then we do...
And then we figure this out with a charge.
The
is pretty
charge
good.
homing missile.
Yeah, so we're like, okay, that one can work. But you can see, because he just keeps fading out, it takes a little bit to work. I still try to do it there for some reason. Can't remember if I die here. Nope, we recharge. Such a waste.
You do not know the troubles that lead beyond this.
Keep in
boss
mind,
fight.
guys, we're just barely over half health. Like, we don't have any of the health upgrades except one. So, yeah, here's where we switch back to much better ice. And then I think I just end up going with the normal Buster for the rest of this, which is a good call. It's weird. I think I end up doing better with the Buster in this game than I do with using their weapons sometimes. Now this
is the beginning of the end.
Yeah, now this thing here, guys, we realized is completely worthless. Because when you get the energy here, it restores
Cutter.
So it's completely fucking worthless.
Yeah.
There's second low battery. I think we recharge the battery after this video. And this one is Spark Mandrill, which is free. And I think either this one or the next time we come through here, we just don't even get attacked at all. And we can't remember, yeah, we can't remember exactly which one it is, but it is in fact ice.
Yeah, I tell you, I remember him being stun locked. There it is. Just keep standing there. Managed to do one attack.
Yep.
Boom.
And he's dead. It's so sad. Spark Mandrill just gets completely destroyed.
Destroy.
I think almost every Mega Man game has one boss that gets bodied by a weapon like that. And yeah, so there's always one Spark Mandrill in the game, and it's sad. These enemies, by the way, guys, are completely awful. We yell about it later, but
it looks like we don't fight the octopus in this episode.
No, we do not. We stop here. But yeah, these guys are completely worthless. They don't drop any items, so you can't recharge off them. So it just sucks. So yeah, guys, that's going to be it for this episode. We will come back next time and continue on with live audio. Until then, the future is very uncertain. What is certain is you guys are awesome, and there'll be more Two Bros Game Night tomorrow. See ya then.
Goodbye.